Roblox might look bright and playful, but Forsaken hides something darker. Killers born from myths, hackers, and glitches, each one twisted into legend. This is the lore of Forsaken villains. Starting with Slasher, the first mask of Forsaken, and the foundation for everything that followed. His model is simple but terrifying. A dirty hockey mask hides his face, his body bulked up with ragged clothes, and in his hand, a massive blood-stained cleaver. Slasher was originally inspired by Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, specifically the version seen in Survive and Kill the Killers in Area 51. In early development, he was even named Jason, but that was later changed due to copyright issues. In the lore, Slasher represents the brutality of man when stripped of conscience. He isn't supernatural, he isn't a hacker. He's just raw violence given form, a figure who kills because it is all he knows. Unlike later killers tied to myths or digital corruption, Slasher is pure human horror. He has no official voice lines, but his heavy footsteps and the scrape of his cleaver are enough. Many players say the sound design alone makes him one of the scariest killers to face. Some claim Slasher was once a survivor who snapped after endless trials, turning his weapon on those he was meant to protect. Others argue he is Forsaken itself, made flesh. The embodiment of the game's violent core. Slasher is the knife edge that started it all, and from him, Forsaken's darkness only grew. But Slasher was only the beginning. Before we continue with the video and my further explanation about John Doe, I want to ask for your help. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help me out. Forsaken's darkness soon reached back into Roblox's oldest myths. Starting with John Doe. His story comes straight from Roblox history. Back in 2017, players feared the names John Doe and Jane Doe, believing they could hack accounts and crash games. Roblox denied the rumors, but the myth never died. Forsaken revived it, turning John Doe into the embodiment of trust betrayed. Some say he once lived a peaceful life, even married, until corrupted code from the Spectre erased his memories and twisted him beyond repair. His avatar still looks simple, the classic Robloxian body, yellow skin, and that frozen smile. But in Forsaken, the face is warped, half distorted, with a clawed right arm that makes him more monster than man. Players claim he sometimes spawns in silence or teleports behind survivors as if still haunting the lobby. John Doe reminds us that Forsaken doesn't just create new monsters, it resurrects old legends. If John Doe is the ghost of Roblox's past, then 1x1x1x1 is its virus. The myth of a hacker brought to life inside Forsaken. From here on, we'll just call him 1x1. His avatar looks fractured, a humanoid Robloxian frame layered with glitching textures, corrupted green code spilling across his body like static. Sometimes his face flickers between default smiles and broken, empty pixels. He isn't just a character. He looks like an error that slipped into the game itself. The real legend of 1x1 dates back to early Roblox forums, where players claimed he was an unstoppable exploiter who could take over games, delete accounts, and spread chaos across servers. In truth, he was just a test account used by Roblox developers, but the myth grew so large that he became one of Roblox's most infamous hackers. Forsaken takes that myth and weaponizes it. In the lore, 1x1 is the embodiment of corruption and control. Where John Doe represents mistrust, 1x1 is about domination, code itself turning against you. Facing him in Forsaken feels less like fighting a killer, and more like fighting the game engine breaking apart. There are no official voice lines, but players often report distorted sounds, fragments of Roblox menu clicks, broken beeps, even whispers in binary code. Some claim that during his chase music, numbers flash briefly on screen, like he's rewriting the matches you play. Whatever the truth, 1x1 is Forsaken's reminder that sometimes the scariest villain isn't a monster or a mask. It's the code that builds the world itself. Noli is corruption's mastermind, a showman of shadows and illusion. In Forsaken's lore, Noli was once a partner in chaos with 007 and 7, the same survivor who raised Cool Kid. Together they exploited Roblox's systems, until the Void Star, built by Darkheart to protect the Roblox world, turned against him, and found Noli instead. The star corrupted him completely, consuming his body and twisting his mind. His form mirrors that transformation. On the right, a pristine tragedy mask. White etched with a purple swirl, eyes and mouth glowing. On the left, a decaying skull, flesh torn away, binary code drifting from the wound. Half of him wears a clean purple suit, The other half is nothing but rot and data. In his hand, he wields the Void Star, pulsing with corrupted light. Noli doesn't just kill, he deceives. He spawns fake generators, phantom items, and hallucinated clones that deal false damage. Every illusion wastes a survivor's time, until the real strike comes. In combat, he can charge, teleport, throw projectiles, and stab, each move deliberate and punishing. But to Noli, every match is a stage, and every scream is applause. Noli represents manipulation as art, proof that the deadliest killer isn't the one who chases you, but the one who makes you doubt what's real. But as Forsaken's community grew, so did its darkness. New killers emerged, some from updates, others from myths, and a few from the imagination of players, turning Forsaken from a story about 4 killers into a universe of legends, corruption, and chaos. One of them was Cool Kid.
It's so nice to see you, Dad!
Corruption's child, innocence turned into chaos. In the lore, he's just 10 years old, making him the youngest killer. His origin ties directly to the hacking world. He was adopted by 007 and 7, once an infamous exploiter and now a survivor in Forsaken. 007 and 7 gave up exploiting to raise him, but years later gifted Cool Kid the infamous Cool GUI, a powerful exploit tool. With it, Cool Kid unleashed destructions across Robloxia. Most famously at Builder Brothers Pizza, where he caused so much havoc that both he and his father were blacklisted. Eventually, Cool Kid vanished, believed to have been forsaken by the Spectre, and reborn as a fleshier, stronger killer. His face became grotesque, almost human, with torn skin and visible muscle beneath. Despite his monstrous form, he still sees the world as a game. When he kills, he believes his victims are just taking a nap or playing tag. Then comes Hacklord. He isn't just another hacker. He's the ghost of Roblox's codebase, a glitch that learned to hate. Players believe he's a twisted reflection of 1 by 1, an infection that spreads through every line of the game. His appearance is impossible to forget. A shattered half-skull mask, a cloak that flickers between darkness and static, and a coffin chained to his back that leaks streams of corrupted green code. Every movement looks broken, like the game itself is trying to delete him, and failing. His abilities are pure chaos, infecting survivors, binding them in glitching chains, distorting their vision, and reviving what should have stayed dead. Some say he hunts alternate versions of himself across every timeline, deleting each one until only he remains. The last echo of a system gone rogue. In Forsaken, Hacklord represents vengeance fused with corruption, proof that when power distorts love, even code can become the hunter. From hackers to performance, Artful is Forsaken's killer who turns murder into a show. Originally introduced in Die of Death, Artful reappears in Forsaken as an alternate form of Noli, a reflection of his deceptive nature. His avatar resembles a twisted jester, a pale white mask cracked down the middle, crimson paint dripping from his eyes like tears, and a torn red and black suit that hangs loose on his frame. His cane doubles as a blade, elegant but deadly. And every movement feels rehearsed, like a scene from a play he's performed 1,000 times before. Survivors aren't just his victims, they're his audience. In Forsaken's lore, Artful represents talent corrupted, the need for attention twisted into something violent. Where others kill to dominate or destroy, he kills to entertain. His chase theme distorts cheerful carnival tunes into something sinister, and players report seeing words like encore or applause flicker on screen during his attacks. Fan theories link him to vanity, beauty, and performance as 2 sides of the same corrupted art. Artful is proof that in Forsaken even entertainment can kill, and the show always ends in blood. And finally, Missingo, Forsaken's living glitch. His avatar barely holds together, blocks of static textures, colors flickering, shapes collapsing in on themselves, just like the original Pokemon glitch that inspired him. In that game, Missingo appeared as a block of broken pixels shaped like a backwards L. In Forsaken, that visual chaos becomes a nightmare, a creature made of corrupted code that shouldn't exist. Facing him feels less like fighting a killer and more like watching the game itself fall apart. His sounds are pure distortion, static bursts, warped menu tones, and echoing error beeps that make your audio stutter. Some players claim their menus and icons flicker when he spawns, as if Missingo reaches beyond the match to corrupt the game itself. No one knows if he's a killer, a glitch, or the game itself finally dying, but when he appears, everything else falls apart. Whether true or not, one thing is certain, he isn't just in Forsaken. He is Forsaken. But Forsaken's world doesn't end here. There are others, ones without names, without faces, trapped in the code, waiting for another update, or another player to find them. Maybe that player will be you. Tell me which killer you fear most, and subscribe for more Roblox lore. Because in Forsaken, the story is still being written.